Guys, welcome to another Founder Wisdom Pod Quantum Edition. We have Paul Chammas with us. He is co-founder and managing partner at Quantum Risk Advisory. Paul, welcome to the pod. Can you tell us a bit more about yourself and about QRA?
Hello, Char. Thank you for inviting me to your podcast, of course. I'm, as you said, I'm Paul Chammas. I'm an expert in IT risk and cybersecurity and recently quantum computing with a mediumly long career in big firms in consulting and auditing, IT auditing. And recently I created not too long ago Quantum Risk Advisory because I wanted to put everything I learned in IT risk for the service of emerging technology and focusing on quantum technologies. So we are trying to innovate and adapt all these risk methodologies to these new technologies that are very complex and very disruptive.
Right. How did you get into quantum and why exactly?
It was a road mixed with interest, passion, and luck. So when 4 years ago I created my first company, Clarice, to innovate in risk management, not focusing on any type of emerging technologies. So I saw that there is a great need in fintechs that are very tech and platform oriented. And things led to another, and I had some clients in blockchain and crypto exchanges. So I saw that traditional risk management is not so adapted to these fast-paced and new technologies. So after that, I saw that the ecosystem here in France, quantum ecosystem in 2020, began to emerge. So I created QRisk as at first as an experiment to see if I can do something related to quantum computing. And things began to move very fast. And so I decided to merge my two companies under QRisk to undertake to enroll in a master's in quantum computing and to focus all my work on emerging technologies, but mainly on quantum technologies. So it was a mix of observation and also of passion to technologies and willing to see how to manage the risk on those interesting topics.
And what is quantum going to do for this world? That I think that would be a better way to explain it. What's the potential of quantum and how is it going to change our world?
Yes, quantum computing is a new type of calculating machines, calculators that that are founded on the laws of quantum physics. So we will not dive into complex topics now, but all these principles of quantum physics can help quantum computers to do calculation in a more efficient way and faster than current computers. But those machines today are not so mature, so it's a growth journey for us as companies and ecosystem and for the technologies. But those technologies and also merge with other emerging technologies, like for example AI, can do interesting things in terms of opportunity, but also in terms of risk, like the cyber risk of quantum, etc. So it's an ongoing journey.
Right. That's funny. I saw a book with the Buddha, Méditation sur le risque, so meditation on risk. That's a cool book right there. I'm looking at your LinkedIn post, and it just reminds me that we're in this AI revolution, and I very much think that the great unlocker to all of that, that what will really unlock scale is quantum. When do you think that will happen, and what are the risks associated to that?
I cannot pronounce now about timeline of having efficient quantum computers. However, as we are seeing the growth in the breakthroughs and the growth in the adoption of these technologies, I think that in the next decade we will begin to have very interesting things if we are a little bit conservative. But I'm happy that you talked about this book, because it's very interesting for me to tackle risk management as a 360-degree view. When I talk about risk management for emerging technologies, I don't talk only about inherent risk, technology risk, and cyber risk, because today we have external risk, political risk, economical risks, HR risk, compliance risk. So we cannot today look at the risk of a technology from only a technological point of view. So this thing is very passionate to me. Of course, I'm not an expert on every type of risk, so I rely on partners, expert employees that are specialized, but this overall view of risk management for emerging technology is very passionate.
Right. And am I right in saying that quantum will kind of unlock AI, it will give it wings? And what would be the risk for, let's start with businesses, maybe a couple of examples of consumers, because I read your LinkedIn and you had this cyber risk event not so long ago.
Yes.
You can only imagine, an AI kind of loose with quantum power trying to crack all of her passwords. That's the current scenario that I can imagine. And that would be somewhat scary, right? Having access to my bank account, then it wires all the money out, and it locks me out of my accounts. It has ransom. Us humans, we've been great so far at at providing this kind of evilness roadmap for AI. So what would potential risks look like? And also answer the first question, if you can, of if you think that quantum will really give AI wings, or is it something else?
Yes. When I talk about quantum technology, I divide in opportunities and risks. For the opportunities, we have a lot of interesting application in simulation optimization, but also in quantum machine learning. I think today we have so many opportunities in AI, but also we discovered a lot of limits in terms of processing power, in terms of handling big data, in terms of efficiency. I think quantum computer will solve some of these limits. I don't say that it will solve everything, but there are so promising research and articles that say that quantum computers can step AI into the next level. I don't know how much disruption it will do. I say it's a bit conservative, but of course, it has a potential to solve the limitation. In terms of risks, it's very important for me to when I do conference like this, I say to everyone there are two types of risks in quantum computer. First, for a type of risks, the risk of adopting the technology. As any technology, when you adopt it, you have technological risk, HR risks, and risk, financial risks, business risk, etc., that we deal with in our assessment when you adopt a use case, a quantum use case. But what's interesting, quantum computer, that even though you are not adopting it, there are some risks. There are two types of main risk if you are not adopting quantum computing. The first risk is a business risk. So if the quantum computer will be in a few years very efficient, and people that are already experimenting doing algorithm will have a great competitive advantage to your company. So it's a risk of not adopting. And the other type of risk, as you said, is the cybersecurity risks of quantum computers. We have algorithms like Shor algorithm. It's an algorithm that can break factorization, which are the foundation of the asymmetric encryption. We won't talk into details, but today all our communication are secured with security protocols that today are very strong, but quantum computers can break them in few minutes once we have a efficient quantum computer in a few years. So we have solutions today in order to migrate slowly into a quantum resistant protocols. Directive bills and regulations will come very soon in the US and in Europe in order to push people to begin to plan the migration. And it's important for me today to say to all the CISOs and all the companies, at least understand what is the threat. That's why I'm doing a lot of awareness sessions and trainings.
Right. Let's talk about risks, and that book, because it also caught my attention. And then I read some Nassim Taleb in there.
Yes.
Nassim is one of my favorite intellectual, although he's a bit of an asshole, especially nowadays. But I really like the guy because he keeps cracking my mind, aka stimulating growth, and risk is this philosophy in which, I mean, we live in a really complex world, and there's all kinds of possibilities of happening. Then you can put some weight on some possibility of an event happening tomorrow at X time, because we work in a system of time. And most people are not prone to risk.
Yes.
You did took a big risk, Paul, when you started this company. And most humans are kind of risk averse. They just want to stay in their comfort zone. So what's the risk philosophy of most humans, and how do you make the best of your actions to maximize the outcome of risk going on the upside rather than the downside?
What's interesting about risk management, if you are not talking about frameworks and risk management is about decision. It's our every day in your life you do some kind of risk management in taking this decision or another decision. Some implications are very important, and other less. So every human is wired to do risk management. So this philosophical idea about risk management, the evolution of human, attracted me to this to work in this field. And it's funny you talk about Nicholas Taleb, because it is the book, the Black Swan, who interested me to work on it. And I know that the persona of Nicholas is a little bit special. He blocked me on Facebook 10 years ago because we had the debate. It's a bit funny. So he's a particular person, but I think the books that he did on risk management open new perspective about seeing ordinary and non-ordinary event, and put them into perspective. Now, what is less interesting in the risk management world, and with QRisk, I'm taking the risk to innovate and evolve in this. The framework are so heavy, and I think when I work with client, that the compliance part to regulation and the compliance to the framework are not a mean, but they are an end for them. So what is very interesting sometimes become some dull controls, permanent controls, and audits. I don't say that those are not very important, but we need to add some layer of interpretation, of flexibility, and I'm trying slowly to innovate, targeting emerging technology, because we cannot audit and assess emerging technologies with these hundred of controls and very heavy frameworks. We need something more flexible because they evolve very fast.
Right. You're in this very specific niche. So what's next for QRisk in the next couple of years? Where do you want to grow the business?
What I'm trying to do today is I worked from 2021 till now on our place in the ecosystem and our reputation, and we are doing very good. Now the market is not so mature, so we did a partnership with Eviden, with Atos. We are doing partnership with other big names in order to tackle together the market more efficiently. My objective is to accompany the evolution of quantum computing, hoping there is not a quantum winter, so a stagnation in the market. If there is a quantum winter, that we survive it, and we will be ready when quantum computers will be adopted in production in companies, to tackle the phase 2 of our interesting subject, like quantum continuity planning, quantum incident management, all the things that today are not ready to be implemented, but we are working on. So later on, we will be among the first to implement those.
Love it, man. Where can people find out more about you and Curious, Paul?
Curious, we are in the French ecosystem, so they can visit our website www.curious.fr. I'm present Paul Chammas on LinkedIn, and I'm doing a lot of meeting interviews with people interested who are within the ecosystem or no. And other than that, I'm in every major forum and conference, like for example, France Quantum in next month, or in the fall we have Quantum Business Europe. So I will be there. They can interact with me and with my team.